In our previous tutorial, we talked about Python iterators. We said iterators are objects that are used to traverse collection of data like list, tuple, string, one element at a time. We also said that iterators implement the iterator protocol, which is a generic way of making objects iterable. Uh, in our discussion, we also said iterators operate upon the principle of lazy evaluation, which makes them memory efficient. Now, in this tutorial, we're going to take this principle of lazy evaluation a step further by diving into generators. Now, in terms of how we write functions, regular function, uh, generator and function, they have similar syntax. But unlike a normal function which executes and returns a value at a time, a generator function can return a sequence of multiple values by pausing and resuming execution each time the generator is used. So maybe I should take that again. A generator function can return a sequence of multiple values by pausing and resuming execution each time the generator is used. So in a normal function, we use the keyword return to return a value. In a generator function in generator function, we use the keyword yield to yield uh, a value. So um, let's play with some code. Let's go to our IPython our IPython interpreter. Let's play with some code. Now, before we start, one thing I want you to take with you is generators are a convenient way of creating a new iterable object. So when we create a generator function, what we've done is we've created a new iterable object. So let's create our generator function. So we have def. Okay, so we could have squares, for instance. Now let's set this to 5, like that. And then let's print some result. So let's print some information to our, so we can say generating values from 1 to, so this is how we embed values in our f string. This syntax is f string. So let's exponentiation 2, like that. Okay, so what do we want to do? So we have to loop through some kind of a range, range iterator. So we start with 1, then we do n plus 1, like that. So now we have to yield our value high, like that. So what we're doing here, we're creating this generator function. It's taking a parameter and we're setting the value to 5. So we're printing this information here, 1 to n raised to the power 2. So this range, this n plus 1, remember what we said about range, that it terminates one value before the last value. So here, if we want this to terminate at 5, we have to add 1. Because if we didn't add 1, if we just pass n, then it's going to terminate at one step before that final value, which is 4. But now we've added 1, so we're getting 5. So we are yielding the exponentiation of, so this should be for I in, okay, so apologies for that. So I'm going to break out of this, so then I can create a variable and point it to this iterable function, to this generator function. So I can do gen equals to squares, like that. And then when I press enter, I didn't get anything. Okay. Now, remember we said generator function is used to create a new iterable object. So our generator function does not execute immediately. If we want it to execute, we have to explicitly ask it to execute by requesting elements from the generator. So now we have used our generator to create an iterable object. So it makes sense that we have some kind of way to traverse that iterable object. So we can do for j in gen now. So what do we want to do? Maybe we want to print, did I say j and then I use I for j, and then we can print j, and then I'm going to format this so that it has space, like that. Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, so we get what we get here, generating values from 1 to 25, this, and then we have 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, like that. Okay, so you get an idea of how generator works. We use generator to create a new iterable objects. Now, there is another one known as generator expression. Now, generator expression, in a way, it's similar to list comprehension, but unlike list comprehension, that it's enclosed in square brackets, for our generator expression, we enclose it in a pair of parentheses. Okay, so this is how we construct our generator expression. So we can do something like, so let's say gen, for instance, and then we have something like this. So we can do high raised to the power 2 for high in range 10, for instance, like that. Okay, so if I press enter and then I do gen, obviously I just get generator objects. So I've created a generator expression here. Say I want to view the result, I can invoke the list constructor by doing list like this, and then I pass generator inside like that. And when I press enter, see, I get the results of what I have here in my generator expression, like that. So guys, let's not expend much time dwelling on generator. So whatever generator is doing, we have handled it in most of this. We have handled in when we did Python iterators. So I'm going to stop here. I hope you've learned one or two things here, and then I'll see you guys the next video. Thanks for watching.